Welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. I am thrilled to be joined by one of the authors of Latinas in Finance because we see ourselves represented certainly in many financial conversations that are taking place. But per the Economic Policy Institute, in 2020, only 10% of Latinos are represented in management, business, and finance versus 18% of white women. That's why I'm thrilled to be joined by Imelda Rodriguez, who is one of the authors of this fantastic read. Imelda, welcome to the program. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here with you. Thank you for the invitation and for such an honor to be part of this awesome conversation.
Absolutely. So where did you get the concept of Latinas in finance? Why did you decide to dedicate so much time to this effort?
Actually, yes, it was a lot of effort, a lot of time and dedication into this project. And just to go really into the point, like about 2 years ago, I know Jacqueline Camacho Ruiz, who is like an amazing entrepreneur, and being with like an author in one of her anthologies back in 2017, I got the opportunity to get to know her. And 2.5 years ago, she started a new Latina X series, right? Different topics on it. She started with Latinas in Aviation. And then at that point, like I would say like 6 months after, there was like Latinas in social work, Latinas in HR. And at that point, I would say like by the third Latinas in series, I was like, I know in my heart, like from the bottom of my heart, it was like this amazing idea of Latinas in finance is coming, like it's going to be a reality. So at that point, I called Jackie and I'm like, hey, Jackie, I have the relationship with you and I know this book is about to happen at one point. She started laughing and she was like, no, I don't have that yet. Like, it's a thing that is not there yet. And then after a couple of weeks, she called me back and she's like, hey, Imelda, actually, do you want to run this? And I was like, okay, you're asking me for two different things. One thing is to write your story and be part of an anthology, and very differently to run everything. So I was like, I have this opportunity in front of me. I am a financial coach, so it was like so perfect, right, for me. And sure. I say yes. I decide. I was like, yes, I'm on it. And that was a year ago. And we actually just launched the book last, I would say like Thursday, January 19. And a lot of people embrace the movement because I call it a movement. This is not just a book, it's a movement because Amazing. We are raising, all of us are boys, we're sharing these stories. So that's how Latinas in Finance came.
Well, congratulations, Imelda. This is amazing. And you and your authors are incredible folks that are really making a difference. So I'm curious to get into the nuts and bolts, as we say. Why do you think that Latinas aren't represented very much in financial fields?
Yes, like that's, there's too many things. I would say there's many obstacles, many barriers in the education and workforce, right? Like there is many things already there. And we can talk about like, the pay gap, we can talk about our own culture, sometimes language, sometimes it could be documentation. It could be like many things like I can tell you in here. We can spend like another hour just to talk about those barriers and obstacles. But I know like if we start talking about this, like something is going to happen. And I believe this movement, this book is part of the solution. And that's what I aim in with this, to be part of the solution and to, encourage other women to become part of this field if, that is something they want to do.
So if you had a crystal ball, Imelda, and you were to look at, maybe 7 years from now, 2030, I can't believe we're that close to it. But do you see Latinos entering this occupation in the future?
Yes, 100%. And, one of the things that we're going to do, again, with this book movement is that we want to bring the next generation. So we know like we are going to do something for our current generation, but then at the same time I'm going to knock some doors in the universities, in the high schools, just to have that opportunity for all of us as an authors. We are 18 in this anthology, and I want to tell the future generation, like, hey, this is possible. You can do that. And not just that, we want to go to them and give them the inspiration, give them the motivation. But at the same time, something I am having as part of the conversation with the authors is that we want to create this scholarship to help those Latinas who they need something. It's not just the inspiration and the motivation, but sometimes you need the financial part. So we are going to be the ones who are going to create this pot of money to give them back for them to continue, and not just to continue, but to finish until they graduate. Like if it's in, like moving from high school to college, like the ones in college moving to the university, and the ones in the university to finally be part of the financial industry. So that 10%, I see it like increasing for sure because, this movement of Latinas in finance.
Amazing. I'm chatting with Imelda Rodriguez, who together with 18 authors have shared stories of how they have built their careers while facing challenges and achieving success while working in various occupations within the financial industry. Imelda, I know you're a Chicagoland financial coach with a business administration background, which is indeed very, very impressive. But how does this book address some of the discrimination that has affected Latinas as some work in some low-paying jobs with your incredible band of 18 co-authors? I'm sure you've come across a little bit of this.
Yes, 100%. And the way like we're doing, like first is like the 18 of us, like we're working already in the financial industry, right? So by us being together, if each of us, we're writing a chapter. And in that chapter, you will find like how all of us, we overcome those barriers, how we kind of in the way knock out those obstacles for us to be in the position that we are right now. And I'm talking about like we are like in the group, we have businesses consultant, insurance broker, tax professional, financial coaches, real estate investors, attorneys, agents, like you name it. And I know I don't have it all yet. So, we're working for the next volume, which is going to be volume 2, for us to bring more in the financial sector. So each of us, we're talking about different things that happen in our life, in our story. And by us speaking up about that, like I know somebody else who's going to be reading our story, they're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going through this. I know exactly what I could be able to do and overcome whatever situation is happening. So that's the intention. So we are going to be the voice of the ones that are not raising their voice. And that opportunity with this tool, which is going to be the book, again, is going to give some solutions into the problem.
Absolutely. Again, I'm chatting with Imelda Rodriguez, the co-author of Latinas in Finance. And, Imelda, we are all about leaving people with a takeaway. So I'm curious, for the readers of the book or the listeners of this program, what are you hoping that they take away from learning about these amazing, amazing women?
Yeah, pretty much you're going to get the inspiration, the motivation, you're going to get ideas. And then on top of that, it's not just about like that Latina or actually, it's not going to be just for Latinos. I know many other cultures are going to be able to read this book. But when you're going through these, all of us were giving a financial inspiration in each chapter. So even though you're going to learn something, right, that you're going to keep and like for you to manage your money. So all of us were giving something, a gem that is going to be supporting the reader. So this is about like how we're going to help you build generational wealth to just for you to work with your own money. It doesn't matter if you're working or if you're in business, like the book is going to help you with your money as well.
Well, I can think of no more important question at this point than asking, how can we get in touch with you? How can we pick up a copy of the book, Imelda?
Yes, so really easy is available already in Amazon. So you go to Amazon at the search, you do Latinas in Finance, and you're going to see the book right there. We're the first one at the top, and then we do have a web page as well. If you want to know about like all of us, like the Latinas, who they are, their bio, how you can even connect with independently with each of them, is going to be going to www.latinasinfinance.com, and then we'll go from there. And yeah, that's what it is. We have a phone
Perfect.
number, email there, so very easy for people to find us.
Perfect. LatinasInFinance.com. Imelda, really appreciate you inspiring us. We've got to squeeze in a quick break here on the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We'll be right back.